Want to welcome you back to Bedroom Talk, where we've been talking about uh, immigration and deportation. We last time we talked about law enforcement at the wall and at the border, and about deporting people that were incarcerated. We wanted to go ahead and share a story about someone that had been incarcerated and then deported, and the whole issue of family, what it does to families. So I'm
Right.
going to turn it over to Becky because she knows the story in much more detail than I do.
Yeah. Well, for a number of years, Dwayne and I've been taking friends down to a restoration home down in Mexico, and and from there we met a couple of ladies
So
that
wait, you need to tell them what they do with the restoration home.
right. The restoration home is where they help them get their life back on track. That they've been involved in drugs, alcohol, you know,
Could be abuse, could be all kinds of
yes,
things.
all kinds of things. Um, And so, anyways, it's a women's restoration home, and one of the few where the ladies can take their children to be housed near them. So that's part of their healing process of knowing that if they have their children near them, they're going to want to get better. And so, anyway, so we've been working alongside them for a number of years, just to go down and visit and take things down. Um,
And financial support.
and
Yeah,
right, and
yeah.
financial support. So, so anyway, so from there we've gotten to know some of the ladies that are there, and two of the ladies that we knew were living in America. They were living in Southern California, and because of being involved in drugs and alcohol and breaking the law, um, they also didn't keep their green card current. So once they were incarcerated, booked, that they discovered that um, they basically were illegals. So they deported him back to Mexico. And so one particular gal, Dwayne had mentioned Lori, um, we want to talk about breaking up families because she was born in Mexico, but her parents were the ones that took her across the border when she was young. So she's been through school here, and then she married here and had a family. So and her parents are here legally, and so are her children and grandchildren
And she was here legally initially.
initially, but she let her green card expire, and so according to the way our laws are written, um, she was classified as an illegal, and so she was sent back across the border to Mexico. So,
Which was pretty much a foreign territory to her. She
oh,
grew up here.
totally, yeah, because she did. She grew up here in California, and so now she's in unknown waters, unknown territory, and she tried to make a life um, for herself, but yet was just, she was still involved in the drugs and alcohol even in the beginning until she hit rock bottom and just knew something needed to change in her life. And she found out about this women's restoration home, which is where I met her. And she'd already been in Mexico for about 6 years by the time I met her. She, and two, she thought that after 10 years, being there 10 years, she could reapply to be able to try and come back across the border. And so I tried what I could on this side to get a hold of the immigration department and even talk with the lawyer to see what could be done to help her um, uh,
Reapply, re-enter.
reapply
Yeah.
and come back. But the nature of her crime, I guess you would say, um, I guess was felony, and so it didn't look real good for her um, to be able to come back in anytime soon.
The lawyer really said, with with the crime you have and with um, you know current policies and such, that you shouldn't focus so much on coming back to the U.S. Focus on developing a life there
Yeah.
because your chances aren't real good.
Right.
You
So, so anyway, so she has her parents are here. Her parents live here, um, and I would go by to go visit her parents, pick up things that they would want me to take down to her. So we had a connection there, and then also I've been in contact with her daughter, and so and I believe the daughter and her family have been able to go down to visit every now and then. So it does it does break up families, but yet again it's like you got to keep your nose clean, keep your cards current, keep your green card current, and
stay out of trouble with the
and
law.
stay out of trouble, right?
Yeah, it's and I hope that puts it in perspective because some people are like, yeah, just deport them all. They're all here illegally, and you really have to know that every situation is different. Every situation, most of them affect families, and none of them are easy. But uh, but that's the situation we're dealing with.
Right,
So,
right.
anyway, I hope that
Yeah,
helps.
yeah.
We'll talk again. We need to talk more about what the next phases that would likely be followed as to what groups they focus on for deportation. So
Okay,
we'll
so
do one
one
more.
more.
Huh?
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.